Britain's motorway network drives the economy. Every day, more than 2 million tonnes of freight is transported along 2,000 miles of roads. But it's not only legal businesses who rely on the motorways. They're crucial for criminals too, who use them to transport illegal goods and stolen vehicles. On the M6 near Stafford, PC's Jason Roberts and Kevin Shale are on the lookout for a stolen van which is heading their way.
1-1 southbound Doxy Slip.
They're in radio contact with two other patrol cars which are already following the van.
The other car and the stolen vehicle now probably just a couple of miles north of our location.
Committed through 14.
It is committed on the motorway.
The van will be with them in just a few minutes, but stopping a stolen van is always tricky, and this time there's an added problem for the cops.
Roadworks are starting in a couple of 100 yards, and the roadworks continue down to the next junction, so we won't be trying to stop the vehicle before the next junction. That's it, just going through there. So we've now got two police vehicles behind it. One marked car, one unmarked, and we're going to be joining them.
The marked patrol car is just a few feet behind the van. So close, the cops hope they won't be seen by the driver. Inside is PC Richard Elliott, who's in charge of the stop.
It's always difficult with a stolen vehicle knowing whether they are going to try to make off from you. So if we can, we will always try to get other cars to come to us.
And with PC's Roberts and Shale in place, everything is ready. Well, almost everything. The roadworks have left the hard shoulder completely blocked off, preventing them pulling the van over. But delaying the stop means the driver has more chance of seeing the motorway cops behind him.
If the driver's using his mirrors, it's quite possible that he knows he's been spotted.
Go ahead. Vehicle is committed, Doxy South towards 13. Once we've passed through 13, we'll carry out an enforced stop.
The van is in lane 2 at the moment. There's two police vehicles in front of us, and the van's immediately in front of the first police vehicle.
The plan is to stop the van before the next junction, but that means the cops have to be ready to move as soon as the roadworks end.
32 to 92, can you just do us a bit of safety then? 92, keep dropping back.
The unmarked car drops back to control the traffic following behind. But if the van driver decides to go for it, the cops could be in trouble.
It's a bigger vehicle than we are, so it's obviously the potential is there for him to try and bully his way past.
Finally, the hard shoulder is clear and the cops can make their move.
Just confirm you want us to the front of them.
Yes, over.
Understood, thank you.
As the traffic speeds up again, PC Elliott searches for an opening to get ahead of the van.
The green one. After the green one, the gap in front of that.
Okay.
K11, move up.
While the marked car stays at the back, Roberts and Shale go to the front to signal to the driver to stop.
The vehicle's stopping, he's pulling over onto the hard shoulder.
Vehicle stop.
Just step out of the van for me, please, if you would. Just come over here. I'll explain it all to you in a second. Come and have a seat in our car, my mate.
The driver is a man of few words, and just why is about to become clear.
Good afternoon, young man. How are you, mate?
Right. At this moment in time, the van's been reported stolen, so we're going to make some further inquiries about that. At this moment, you're under arrest on suspicion of theft of a motor vehicle, so we're going to make some more inquiries and we'll find out what's going on with that. Okay. Is it your... Whose van is it?
It's hired from.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Anything in the back?
It looks like they've hit the jackpot.
Lots and lots and lots of vodka.
It's a stolen van. It's not a big leap to think there might be other stolen articles in the back of some description.
PC Elliott suspects it may be the work of a criminal gang who prowl the motorways at night.
It's not unheard of for us to come across incidents where goods vehicles have been attacked on the motorway network or close to the motorway network when the trailers have had their curtains slashed and the goods stolen from the trailers, usually while the drivers are sleeping in the cab at the front.
Yeah, references VW got stopped. For your info, he's got 86 boxes of vodka that's been resealed, all containing 12 bottles. Do you want to open one? Glen's vodka.
It just seems strange that it's taped up.
But the condition of the packaging raises another possibility. This may not be stolen vodka, but something much more interesting.
You might expect the odd box to have been looked at, but every single box seemed to have been sealed in an amateur way, if you like. So I think that began to change our opinions as to what the vodka was.
Although the vodka is labelled as a reputable brand, the cops think it might not be made by the genuine manufacturer. They're beginning to suspect that it's counterfeit or fake vodka.
A normal distributor of alcohol wouldn't have boxes that have been opened and resealed badly if it's genuine vodka.
The van and the man will be taken away while the cops try to work out where the vodka has come from. On the M6 near Birmingham, the early evening rush hour is underway. Motorway cops Dave Glover and Gareth Westbury are parked up out of the traffic. They've received intelligence about another van which is on the move. This one is thought to be full of thousands of counterfeit cigarettes.
8-4, I picked up the transit, the LDV van.
The van's just been spotted on the motorway, and PC's Glover and Westbury are on their way to intercept it. But Birmingham's rush hour traffic is taking its toll.
131 Charlie out of city, making progress.
More than 1 billion counterfeit cigarettes are seized every year in the UK. Millions more slip through the net, resulting in a massive loss of £200 million for the taxman. The cops are keen that at least this load won't be part of the statistics. As they head north, they tail an unmarked police car, also on the way to stop the van. But they're still more than 2 miles away from where it was last seen.
It's just been sighted by an officer near to the Perry Bar location. So we're just making towards that location to give the officer some support as he's single crew.
As the traffic finally clears, they spot the van ahead, just as it's being pulled over by yet more motorway cops. As the driver is cuffed, PC Glover checks the back of the van.
As you can see, van full of boxes.
And it looks like they've struck gold. Boxes and boxes of gold.
Suspected he was carrying counterfeit cigarettes. As you can see, full of cigarettes. Times 200. Yeah, times 50 boxes. $500,000.
More than 500,000 cigarettes is a great result for the cops, but not for the driver of the van, who is known to the police.
When was the last time he was arrested, chap? How long, roughly?
I'm just trying to think. It's got to be 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
PC Glover suspects he's in it up to his neck.
It may well be that he's got links with some people that are making counterfeit cigarettes. It may be that they've smuggled him into the country via other means, and he's got links with them, and he's been to collect them. It may be that he's supplying corner shops, who obviously don't want to pay the tax. We don't, at this stage, we don't know what's involved in relation to this vehicle, or where they're going or where they're from.
But what is clear is that this arrest will keep the cops busy all night long. 20 miles further north, at Cannock police station, the van driver arrested with what the cops believe is counterfeit vodka is being questioned by PC Shale. The van is also reported stolen, but the man claims it's hired.
When did you hire it?
What happened, my mate told me yesterday, he goes, will you do us a favour? He goes, drops the delivery off to London. So I give him my licence and everything, and he got us the van. And he said to me, he goes, it's hired from because I've got the hire agreement.
But he hasn't got any documents to back up his story.
It's normal for people without the proper paperwork for such things to just plead ignorance. I'm just a driver, I'm just doing it as a favour for a friend.
Who's his friend?
It's called Imran.
Imran who?
Shazad, I think.
So he's asked you to do the delivery and provided you with the van, has he?
Yeah.
Have you got a contact number for him, man?
He rings. I did, but he rings me on private number.
So how can we get hold of him, man, then, to verify your story?
You're gonna have to ask them, because he got the van from them.
Until he comes up with a more convincing story, the cops are going to keep hold of him.
Would you like to speak to a solicitor?
No.
You don't. Okay. I do have to remind you, you can speak to one on the telephone and ask if there's any reason why you don't want to speak to one at this time. You don't have to give me a reason, it's just something I've done.
Because it's...
the
van's not stolen,
Okay.
and the deliveries come from a cash and carry, so it's...
His latest story is that the vodka is from a cash and carry store, but that fails to impress PC Elliott.
You wouldn't expect to see that amount of alcohol without some kind of receipt, some kind of bill from a cash and carry. So, if nothing else, it'll be a customs-related incident. We'll see if we can find out where the vodka's come from.
And his first line of inquiry is the internet.
Using one of the many police tools available to us, Google, I was able to find out a bit more about Glen's vodka and the counterfeiting of it.
Glen's vodka is a genuine and popular brand, but one that is being used by the crooks to pass off their substandard and often dangerous liquor.
When something's counterfeited, what you're getting is an inferior product. They're not going to be subject to the same kind of control measures that properly produced alcohol will be. So it will be produced as cheaply as possible, and that could be under conditions that are extremely unhygienic or whatever, but the actual purity of the alcohol itself can be extremely bad for you.
The counterfeiters, they're making this illegal alcohol. They're not worried about what they put into it. They don't care about your health, about my health. All they're interested in doing is making the product as quickly and as cheaply as possible, getting it out there and making a quick buck.
This batch of fake vodka will be destroyed. It's just a small proportion of more than 7 million litres of alcohol seized last year. But not every seizure is so easy.
There are thousands of white vans on the road. We picked on this particular one because it had a stolen report on it. Who in their right mind transports counterfeit goods in a stolen vehicle? We seize on the mistakes that criminals make.
As well as stolen goods, the motorways are also used to quickly move stolen cars from one part of the country to another. And the Midlands, the hub of the network, is often the best place to intercept them.
I've got the reg. Can you just give us the make and colour?
The Land Rover.
Yes, please. Green Land Rover Range Rover.
The stolen Range Rover is travelling south on the M6, and PC's Roberts and Shale are on their way to intercept it.
There was a high-powered vehicle that had recently been stolen from a house. Intelligence was good. It's definitely a stolen vehicle.
Let's see if we're making 11A. Where's it last?
The car was stolen up in Lancashire, and officers from the Greater Manchester Police are following it.
Officers from GMP are in a black Honda Civic.
That's understood, thank you.
The plan is for the motorway cops to help their Manchester colleagues stop the car, but they're still 2 miles from the nearest junction.
This is very much a race against time now, just trying to get onto the motorway so we'll see if we can catch up with this vehicle and see if we can intercept it.
PC Elliott has also joined the hunt.
32, just approaching 12.
Yeah, 1, 30 seconds from 11.
Major roadworks on the southbound carriageway are causing traffic to slow. But this time the roadworks may help the cops by delaying the progress of the stolen car.
3 lanes static.
Yeah, it's static traffic.
It hasn't hit 11A yet.
The question is now whether the target car has already passed by the junction.
Tango 11, can you just confirm, has it gone through 11A, please?
Not according to the system, bear with me.
3 lanes static.
Yeah, received. We're going to remain static then. At the moment we've got 3 lanes of static traffic. We know that the car is just a short distance behind us now. It's literally probably just a mile, if that. We're just going to wait for it to come through in the static traffic, which is really sort of played into our hands.
But spotting the Range Rover amongst the HGVs is proving a problem.
There are hundreds and hundreds of vehicles on the motorway, slow-moving traffic, and it was a bit like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Approaching 11A, 11A.
They'll be with us very shortly.
What's that one over there?
No, some disco that wasn't it? There's a Range Rover. Can't see the colour.
People can
It's a black Civic behind it, isn't it?
I couldn't see the reg of that Range Rover. So.
Yeah, that's it then, mate. That's it.
We might be behind it then.
Yeah, we think we're behind it. Stand by.
Stay there!
Yes, we are behind it. We're going to go for it, Ava.
As the cops force their way into the traffic, the order to strike comes in.
Do it now, do it now.
Stay there!
Keys now!
Keys! The car now!
What's up? What's going on?
You're next to the theft of a car than anything else.
Hang on. I'm not going to try anything, don't worry.
The driver has been taken completely by surprise.
I'm not going to do anything, don't worry.
Travelling on your own?
Yes.
No cars following you?
No.
Where are you going to?
Home.
Where's home?
I'm going to meet them.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going. That's where I'm going.
Okay, you know you've been nicked for the theft of this motor.
Yeah, I presume so.
Where have you got it from today?
I've just got it from...
You bought it?
Pardon?
You bought it?
No, I've had to bring a drive... I had to drive it down
Okay,
here.
then. Mind your arm a minute, our kid.
Once safely off the motorway, the cops can have a closer look at the £50,000 motor.
The vehicle was stolen by means of burglary with keys yesterday in the Manchester area. So, all in all, a good result.
The thieves have given the car just a rudimentary disguise.
Basically what they've done, they've tried to alter the identity by putting false number plates on from another vehicle, a similar vehicle, and they've also covered up the visible chassis number of the vehicle. However, being the masterminds they are, they've left the original tax disc here with the original stolen number on. It's already on false plates, it's clearly being taken somewhere for another purpose, be that for braking for spares or what, I don't know, but because it's a bit of a quick disguise job on the number, it may be that it's going to be broken for spares somewhere as opposed to a complete new identity on it.
And for PC Roberts, catching the driver is not the only satisfaction.
That is a nice piece of work when you can get these type of people off the road and recover somebody's pride and joy in one piece without any damage being caused to it.
While the cops arrange for the car to be returned to its owner, at Cannock Police Station, PCs Shale and Roberts are booking the driver in. They're discovering that he's no stranger to stolen cars.
This is what I try to explain how much you're on bail at the moment.
Yeah. What's the offence you're on bail for?
Theft of a motor vehicle, that's what it's for. But they bailed me because they've
Not the same one?
They were under the impression that, well, before they got all the evidence together, they were informed that I'd committed the burglary and everything, and it's actually come to light that I was nowhere near the area when it was supposed to have happened, so they had to bail me, pending further inquiries.
This time there won't be any confusion about whether he's involved or not. He knows he's well and truly in the frame.
You can seize his clothing?
Yes.
What are you seizing my clothes for? Because no other force to seize my clothes.
Just go in this one here. Is that one being used?
This is a joke. Why didn't the police station take my clothes the other day?
Different offence, mate. You weren't arrested.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
They got me for the same thing.
What, that stolen Range Rover the in today?
No, they've got me with another Range Rover.
Well, you obviously got a problem, mate. I'm not going to argue. It's not an interview. Right, then, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. It's the old adage, mate.
I've been in prison enough time.
Well, you should have learnt, shouldn't you?
Left.
He'll spend tonight in a cell until the Manchester cops decide how to deal with him.
Okey-doke. There's always a little feeling of satisfaction when you get somebody like that taken off the streets. I'm happy if at the end of the day I can go out there and lock up the bad guys, put them behind bars where they belong.
13 miles further south, in West Bromwich, PC's Dave Glover and Gareth Westbury are bringing the van driver caught with 500,000 counterfeit cigarettes into custody.
Okay.
The arrest has resulted in police and customs officers raiding a property in the city.
warrant has been executed at addressing Spark Hill or Sparkbrook, wherever that vehicle is believed to have come from. We don't know at this stage what this chap's involvement is in this case. Customs and Excise are sending a team over, one to search the van and recover all the property out of the van, and two to come here and obviously interview this chap in relation to his involvement in what we've got today.
Custody document.
What's your name, please? Been arrested before?
Yes, mate.
That's right.
After caution stated, he was asked by a friend to collect the van and take it back.
Another asked by my friend story, which isn't going to help the cops much. But the cops are not concerned with getting information. They're more interested in stopping him passing information onto his mates before the operation is completed.
I think colleagues spoke to the duty inspector about rights being delayed, phone call and intimation.
As the officers explained there, the inspector has authorised that you're right in relation to have somebody informed that you're here and to have a phone call is being withheld at the moment.
PC Glover has no time for the organised gangs who deprive the government of revenue.
We have to pay tax. We're taxed to the hilt. Why shouldn't he? You know, why should people get away with it? No sympathy at all.
While the man stews in the cells, news of the raid is coming in.
The update, just after my sergeant, is that there was one person there and there's been around about 2 million cigarettes recovered from that address. So, overall, quite a good outcome.
Further east, the rush hour is easing off. PC's Alan Coleman and Kevin Whitehouse are leaving the motorway and heading back into Birmingham city centre. But as they do so, they receive a call for help in locating a car.
Whitehouse on the Hill Road in City in Lane 2 for Chrysler and Neon.
Just had a report that a vehicle that made off from officers a few days ago, a Chrysler Neon, is believed to be in the city centre. We don't know which way it's going to come at the moment.
The car hasn't been stolen, so the reason why it failed to stop last time is a mystery.
The first thing that comes into your mind that it will fail to stop again, so you have to prepare yourself that you may get into a pursuit with that person. And the other reason is why has it failed to stop in the first place? Are they committing crime? Is it someone that's wanted?
But the cops do know where the owner lives and think the driver could be heading there now.
Do you want to just go up to 9 because of the Tamworth connection?
We decided to go up towards Tamworth Way as the vehicle was registered to there and had connections to that area.
That might be it. That's it.
They've guessed right. The car is up ahead. PC Coleman reckons he's just born lucky.
I do have a knack of doing that.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
I have a knack of being in the right place at the right time. Just a bit of luck, I think that I have.
Yeah.
As they catch up with the car, it's obvious something's very wrong.
Oh, he's all over the road here.
We'll just tally it for a bit, mate.
The car is weaving across the lanes. Drink may be an issue, and because the car failed to stop last time, there's a good chance it'll do so again.
The car had a report on it for failed to stop. So it's best to follow that vehicle for as long as you can and get other resources into position so that if they manage to get away from you, you stand a good chance of catching them.
It's a bit erratic, isn't it?
It's all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah.
While the roads stay quiet, the cops will follow until backup arrives.
Yeah, 2-2. He's 80 miles an hour, a little bit erratic in the lanes on the run up to junction 9, stand by.
But as the car approaches a junction, the driver shows little sign of slowing.
Gonna do the red light. Go on, mate.
This is now getting increasingly dangerous.
Yeah, it's off at junction 9 on the A446 towards the Belfry of it.
The vehicle was weaving all over the road. It was getting very close to the curb, and I know the area quite well because I live there.
He's bladdered, this bloke is.
There's still no sign of any other patrols, and as the car heads towards a town, the cops are forced to make a decision.
We're going to have to do, and we're going to get into a built-up area in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted the vehicle stopped before we either engaged in a pursuit through built-up areas, because it's more dangerous to pursue a vehicle through built-up areas than it is through the countryside. I took the choice that maybe we should try and stop the vehicle now.
60 miles now, we'll light them up. 2 lights are on, ears braking, standby.
Fortunately, the driver's seen sense.
2 vehicles stopped, standby.
Just as a patrol car arrives.
So,
Hiya.
when it was eventually stopped, I was a little bit shocked at what appeared from the driver's seat.
Can I have a seat in the back of our car, please, wouldn't you?
I assumed it was a male because, you know, rightly or wrongly, most people that we actually pursue, most people I've pursued in my life as a police officer have been males.
Hello.
Hiya.
God, what shit? What have I done?
Your driving's all over the place.
60?
Yeah, but you're like this.
I'm not.
You are.
60.
Thank you.
Her behaviour is convincing the cops that their suspicions that she's been drinking may be correct.
Listen, I've been at work for 15 hours. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No.
The thing is, you went through a red light as well.
I've got 3 kids at home. I've been up since 7:30 this morning. All I want to do is get home.
Okay.
No, not you, and no disrespect. I appreciate your job. This is me, I work in a casino. If you can appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really, honestly.
But at the end of the day, we want to make sure you get home safely.
Well, I do. And
when you go into the hard shoulder
No, I'm
and
sorry.
swerve back out again.
Do you know what?
Yeah? But, you know, particularly this time in the morning, from your manual driving,
Yes.
when you come up the M42, you've exited at junction 9, you've gone through a red light.
I'm just trying to think.
When you've come off
Do
at
you
junction
know,
9 of Dunton Island, the big island.
It means nothing to me.
And then obviously coming down here.
Yes.
You've
Do
been...
you know what? I'll put my hands up to that. I do. You know, because I've got no excuse. I've really got no excuse. I'm not going to even argue because I can't. There's nothing I can say.
Will you just give me a quick breath test, all right?
Yeah.
Have you had anything to drink at all?
No. Yeah, earlier. I did have a drink earlier.
How long ago did you have your last drink?
12 o'clock. Only because somebody bought me one as a tip.
You can lean forward for me, form a seal around the tube and blow till I tell you to stop, okay?
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Big deep breath. Okay?
Harder.
Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. Stop. That's enough.
Did
It analyses the breath you put into the machine, okay?
Do it.
Yeah. It's analysing it. You've blown 59,
Right.
which is a fail.
Which is...
It's indicated you got 59. The limit by breath is 35. Okay?
Oh dear.
Okay. You can smell alcohol on your breath when you got in the car.
Okay.
All right.
I have had a couple. I have.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have.
No problem.
I ain't going to lie. I have.
Right.
She's one of the many drivers who claims they've just had a couple.
Jesus Christ, you know, I don't drink generally. Do you know what? I know you've heard it all before, but you know what, generally, I don't. And it was somebody's birthday. Have a drink, go on, have a drink. All right then, go on then. Go on then.
But the consequences of just a couple of drinks could have been dire.
She's well drunk. That's why she's driving the way she is. She was all over the road. Red light. It's danger to other people on the road. Driving like that.
In the UK, 2,000 people are killed or seriously injured as a result of drink driving. And although she's over the limit, the cops will have to test her on a more accurate machine back at the station. 5 miles north of Birmingham, PC's Dave Gaunt and Kevin Faulkner have been called to a breakdown on the M6 near Walsall. They're using their blues and twos to get there because this is no ordinary request for help.
We received a call from the RAC, and they'd attended a breakdown, and the RAC man that was in attendance contacted the police, basically saying that he thought the driver had been drinking.
PC Gaunt is starting to think about what may happen when they arrive.
The only issue we've got here is the fact that the vehicle's parked up, and you've got to ascertain how that vehicle's got to be there, because it's okay breathalyzing him, and then going down that route and arrested him and everything like that. But when he turns up at court and says, well, I wasn't driving it, my mate was driving it, you've got to cover all the eventualities and say, well, where's your mate gone then?
Mike Alpha Oscar Tango 97 AI, please.
But as they arrive, there are no mates, only the driver and the RAC patrolman who called them.
You doing all right?
I just broke down.
You just broke down? Just come and take a seat in our car, will you? It became apparent straight away that he had been drinking because you could smell the intoxicants on his breath. Just take a seat in there, will you?
Hello, mate.
What's up with your car?
It's run out of fuel.
Oh dear.
Is it your car?
Yes, it is.
Sorry?
Yes, it is.
How's your car got here?
I drove it.
You've drove it, have you? What's your name, please?
Christopher Russell.
You had a drink tonight?
Yes.
How much you had to drink, mate?
1 1/4 pint.
And whoever buys a quarter of a pint of something, it doesn't come in a quarter of a pint, does it? So you think perhaps he's not quite telling the truth. Unless he's gone minesweeping and he's gone round everybody else's drinks on the table and had a quarter of a pint out of somebody else's glass, perhaps.
How long ago was your last drink?
It was about 20 minutes ago.
Because I can smell alcohol on your breath, okay? And you've told me you've driven that car there. I'm going to require you to provide me a specimen of breath for the purpose of a roadside screening test.
Okay.
It's a bit like blowing a balloon up. You're not inflating anything, but that's the sort of strength of breath that you're going to need. Okay, if you lean forward, I'll hold the device. Keep going, 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 keep going. Okay, thank you. What the device will do now is analyse your breath.
Okay.
You see what that says there?
Fail.
That says fail, okay? So you've therefore failed the roadside breath test procedure and therefore arresting you on suspicion of driving, having consumed excess alcohol.
It's a surprisingly high result for someone who claims he's drunk just 1 1/4 pints.
Yeah,
Whatever the amount, it's too much for Faulkner.
It wouldn't bother me in the least if they said it was a nil drink drive limit. I've attended fatal accidents where drink has been a factor. What's left of vehicles and what's left of people is not very nice. And we have to go and deal with that situation.
And the RAC patrolman is in no doubt about how drunk the man is.
Well, I got down here. Well, I called him up originally, and he said I've run out of fuel, and he was slurring his words. Obviously, came down here, the smell. So I just told him we're waiting for a truck. I said I think he'd been drinking anyway. It's mouthwash.
And it turns out the cops arrived just in time.
To be fair, when you turned up, that's why I called him there, and I lagged him and said, "What's your address? Where are we taking you to?"
Yeah.
I thought he was going to leg you.
Really?
Yeah. Because he'd already called his mate to come pick him up.
Was anybody else in the vehicle at the time
No,
when he
he
came?
was on his own, and he was in the driver's seat.
Okay. And did he tell you he'd driven there or not?
Yeah, he said he was on his way to Walsall to see his girlfriend. Some emergency.
But he won't be seeing his girlfriend tonight.
I'm in the back of a police car at the moment. I've just failed a roadside breath test.
And news about the driver's previous convictions is just coming in.
Yeah, okay, lovely, thank you. Just got a result back on the radio. We've done a check on him to see if he's got a licence, etc. And he's got previous for drink drive.
More than 1 in 6 convicted drink drivers are caught drinking and driving again. But this man claims he's not one of the statistics.
I don't know, because I've never been done before, so...
The roadside test machine PCs Gaunt and Faulkner are using just shows a pass or fail. To find out exactly how much he really has had to drink, they need to test him again at the police station. Any delay has important consequences.
When somebody fails the breath test, it's a key factor for us, really, to get them to the police station as quickly as we can. If they're very close to the drink drive limit and they're kept too long before they go on the machine, there's a good chance that they will, their result will diminish to a point where they're under the limit.
While PC's Gaunt and Faulkner take their man in, PC Gareth Westbury has teamed up with PC Martin Smith.
Right, the latest adventure for the night then, we've just had a call to say there's about 9 or 10
Well, they're described as illegal immigrants walking on the motorway.
The Midlands motorway network runs right through the urban areas of Birmingham, and here, jaywalkers can be a dangerous problem.
Reports of pedestrians in the motorway we treat that as a fairly urgent call, because when pedestrians go onto the motorway, quite often they get run over.
More information is coming through.
It's now one pedestrian walking between junction 9 and 10.
The cop's main concern is to avoid a serious or fatal injury.
He's a danger to himself as well as others. He could just wander out into the main carriageway from the hard shoulder. He doesn't stand a chance. It happens. It has happened in the past, and it will continue to happen where people get killed because they're on the motorway walking when they shouldn't be. Chances are, if he's walking on the motorway and trying to get home, he might have had a night out in town. So we'll have to advise him about the error of his ways, I think.
So he's probably going to be about 150 yards in front of you or so.
Where is he?
No, here he is. Got him.
Get off the road, mate. Okay, stop here.
At this time of night, PC Smith is expecting that once again drink may be an issue.
Hello, sir, you alright?
Especially as there's a report that he's been seen on CCTV kicking traffic cones into the carriageway.
Could we ask you to sit with us for a few minutes?
PC Smith can immediately tell he's had a drink or two.
I think it was quite obvious from the onset that the bloke had had a few too many, and he was just quite a bit drunk, really. Please come and sit with us, chap.
Hello, mate.
What's been going on then? How come you're on the motorway wandering about?
I'm not wandering about, I'm trying to get... My brother-in-law's picking me up.
Where from?
Junction 10.
He'd been on a night out somewhere, couldn't quite work out how to get home, and ended up trying to navigate his way there on the motorway.
But the man has still not sussed out that he's in trouble, and he's phoning his brother-in-law hoping for a lift home.
But if you can get back to Junction 10...
Marlon, do you want me to speak to him a minute and tell him what's going on?
Yeah,
do you want me to tell him where you are?
PC Smith has other plans for him.
There's been an accusation made against Marlon. Obviously I can't talk about that, but he has been arrested and we're going to Walsall Police Station.
Please tell me what I've done wrong.
We'll explain again in a minute.
He's very drunk and he's been found on the motorway.
I'm not very drunk at
That's
all.
about as much as I can tell you, okay? He was quite drunk, so he probably maybe didn't remember, but at the same time, if he did, being as he was drunk, he didn't want to get into trouble, so he was going to lie anyway.
What have I done?
You've been observed both on CCTV and by a member of the public kicking cones around the motorways. You've been walking on the hard shoulder.
Kicked any cones?
You've kicked a large number of cones and knocked the orange lights off.
I would never do that because I know the cones are for like traffic on the motorway.
Yeah, that's right.
All I've done, yeah?
You're not wrong. They are for that.
All I've done is got off here and walked towards Junction 10. I've done nothing else. I haven't kicked any cones, I haven't tried to disturb any traffic or anything. I wouldn't be that stupid.
Although Marlon still believes he's done nothing wrong, the cops have to act on the information they've had from the CCTV operators. They've no choice but to take him into custody to get to the bottom of what's actually happened. At Walsall Police Station, 10 miles north of Birmingham city centre, the pressure is on to give the man who claims he has drunk just 1 1/4 pints his second breath test.
Can I ask your surname, please? Russell. Russell. And your first name? Christopher. What do you want? Have you been in custody before, Chris?
Once.
Once. How long ago?
About 18 months ago.
They want to get an accurate reading because as every minute ticks by, his alcohol level is going down.
Middle names?
Christopher Anthony Stephen.
But first they have to verify he is who he says he is.
You did give that name last time you came?
Yeah.
To make things worse, at this time of night, the custody suite is full of yet more drink drivers waiting to be tested.
Do you agree to provide with this test?
While they wait for the backlog to clear, the cops investigate their suspicions about the man's identity.
He had 2 forms of identification on him. He had an identification card in one name that we'd booked him in as, and he had a driving licence in another name. There was a full driving licence, but the two photographs were the same person. He'd boxed himself into a little bit of a corner.
He's given one chance to come clean.
Christopher, this is your opportunity to give us the correct details. Okay, it is. The correct details. We will be fingerprinting you immediately as soon as this procedure is finished. And the photographs shown there and there, I'm more inclined to believe the central pass in the driving licence. I accept driving licence photographs are very good, but that looks more like you than that one. That's a different name. And what have you got in those bank cards with you? It doesn't add up, does it?
His explanation isn't fooling anyone.
Somebody's lying, and it's obviously going to be him. He's got the documentation with his picture on it, so, you know, it's a case of, come on, mate, who is it? Which one are you?
But the good news is the queue for the breath test machine is now clear, and so the investigation into his identity is put on hold, but only until the cops check out his tale about having drunk just 1 1/4 pints.
Right. You know, you might well be under, and if you don't blow, you're never going to know, are you? All right.
It's been 40 minutes since he arrived at the station. The delay may have been just enough to put him under the limit.
Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, OK? OK, you want to step back for a minute? OK, get yourself psyched up then.
The cops will select the lower reading from 2 attempts.
Harder. Keep it going. That's it. OK. 36, 37.
He's actually failed the test, but not by much. And it's police policy across the UK to allow some leeway before they decide to charge.
So, you're over the legal limit, but the legal limit's 35. We don't prosecute till 40 and above.
It's been a very close shave. There've been calls for the limit to be reduced by nearly 40%, bringing the UK into line with much of continental Europe. It's estimated that this could save up to 160 lives per year.
We always give certain tolerances to allow for any discrepancy in the machinery. If there's, say, a percentage that the machine can be out, the police like to give that. Everything's always in the driver's favour. So if the legal limit's 35, you always give the benefit of the doubt a little bit because the machine might just be a little bit out.
I'm just surprised I passed.
He's off the hook on one charge.
Just surprised.
But he's yet to convince them of his true identity. These days, everyone who's arrested has their fingerprints put on a police database, so it's easy to check out who they are. The results take just a few minutes and confirm their suspicions.
His alias names are Macaulay Anthony Conway and Christopher Anthony Russell. Yeah, his main name's Stephen Conway. His driving licence is in an alias, obviously. I would say it's not a forgery. I think he's just applied for that in his Russell name, his Christopher Russell name.
They've found out that he has a checkered past.
He's got loads of form. The last time he was convicted was October, and he got 14th of the 9th, driving whilst disqualified, Birmingham Mags, and he got suspended in prison, got a 2-year ban in 21/11/2007.
His attempt to continue driving whilst banned has backfired.
He was disqualified until 2010. I think what he'd actually done was he'd been disqualified under one name, but he took a test in another name, in this alias, and passed his driving test to get the full licence.
Incredibly, he's been disqualified under both his real and his fictitious names. Even so, PC Faulkner has made sure he won't be able to drive using his twin identities again.
Now I've notified the DVLA with the 2 driver numbers and the 2 names. They will cross-reference those, so at any time he is now stopped in either of those names, he'll come back as a disqualified driver. Stephen, because I'm not going to call you Christopher, because I've checked the details. I told you that we was going to put you on a live scan, and that live scan would come back as Stephen Anthony Conway, OK? You've also stood by the fact that your name was Christopher Russell, which clearly it isn't. From the details that you've given and the fingerprints that we've taken, it isn't. OK, so as well as disqualified driving, we're also arresting you for obstructing a police officer in the course of his duty.
It's taken some time, but the investigation has been worth the effort.
It feels good that you've
you've got an arrest, you've proved somebody out to be a liar. You haven't got them for the original offence that you were looking at, but you've got them for something as serious. So it's a good feeling, yeah.
So I'll get you a blanket, get your head down, and I'll come back and wake you up, okay?
The man will have to explain who he really is to the magistrates in the morning. 2 miles west, the man found walking on the M6 is being taken into custody by PC's Gareth Westbury and Martin Smith. They need to find out if the reports they have from CCTV operators about him kicking traffic cones into the carriageway are true.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir,
Could you answer my question? What have I done? How am I very drunk?
Marlon, I've explained a couple of times, in fact more than a couple of times, what you're alleged to have done, okay? I haven't
Well,
seen
that's
it.
alleged. You
Okay, I
can't
know.
tell me where the evidence has come from that. That's just alleged.
Marlon, the allegation's been made. We've got to investigate it. And no matter how much I tell you, it doesn't matter, it won't sink in at the moment because you've had a few beers, all right?
No, I haven't had a few beers. I've had
Look a damn round.
maybe 2 drinks from, like, what do you call it? A cocktail bar. Is it because my skin's black or something? Huh?
You park up there, you might be black.
Sorry, Marlon.
Is it because my skin's black or something?
No, it's not, Marlon.
He was arrested because of what he'd done, and that goes for anybody. It doesn't matter. If you commit the offence, you can expect to get arrested.
What have you seen me do then? I've done nothing wrong.
It's not what we've seen you do, it's what somebody else has seen you do.
What have they seen me do then? You haven't told me what they've seen me do. Because I know I haven't done anything wrong, I ain't stupid.
Quite frankly, getting him out of the car, I couldn't come a moment too soon. I've never known one person say so much in such a short space of time to so few people.
I must have some degree of respect here. I've done nothing wrong. I am not a criminal. I have never been a criminal. I've never been fingerprinted.
During the whole of the time at the police station, this guy was particularly vocal. He was quite agitated. He became quite verbally aggressive. Don't create a confrontation with us.
I'm not creating a confrontation. If you tell me what I have done wrong.
And in the end, I think the sergeant just became quite fed up of his rantings, and it was suggested that we just escort him to the nearest cell.
This is a joke. This is honest to God. This is a joke.
He was left there for the night to basically sober up.
How long will we be in the cell for?
Some officers from the morning shift are going to be coming to speak to Marlon, not me.
In the morning shift?
Yeah, they're on in an hour, Marlon.
Come on, Marlon.
Please.
Marlon, come on.
Marlon, we need you to go in there.
Nothing wrong, man.
Just stand back for the door, please, Marlon.
You're loving this, isn't you?
We're not actually.
Look at the buzzer there. Press it once and we'll get to you as soon as we can, okay?
His protests are falling on deaf ears. But his antics have been caught on camera.
Some of what had gone on had been captured on the CCTV and showed our friend in his suit having a bit of a wander through the street furniture. He committed this offence called causing danger to road users.
And what may have been just mucking around has caused problems for the motorway traffic.
As it turned out, we got a lorry driver who'd contacted the police and said he'd seen this guy kicking out at cones and at one had come onto the motorway and caused him to swerve his large goods vehicle.
By 6 a.m, traffic is already building up on the M6. Every hour, more than 7,000 cars, vans and lorries will pass by Birmingham city centre. The motorway cops are nearing the end of their 12-hour shift, but before they can take a break, there's one last problem for PC's Alan Coleman and Kevin Whitehouse to sort out. A broken down car in the middle of the motorway.
Where it is, it's quite a dangerous position to be in, so we're going to make our way down there fairly quickly and get behind and give them some cover and see what's happened.
On this stretch of the motorway, there's no central barrier, just an empty lane separating the traffic.
There is
That's ridiculous what they're doing.
That lane's there to prevent other vehicles having head-on collisions, so it's a barrier between the two opposing sets of traffic.
And it's here, right between the fast-moving commuters, that the car has broken down.
It was just sat there, no lights on, no nothing. It's a very, very dangerous place to be.
In Range Rover Rapid.
All right, what's up?
No petrol.
No petrol?
Yeah.
Did not start at all?
This is possibly the worst place in Britain to run out of petrol.
You shouldn't come on the motorway, no petrol, you know.
No,
okay, hang on. Gonna need a range, he's got no petrol.
He's run out of petrol?
He's run out of petrol. Get back in the car!
Yeah, this idiot has run out of petrol. Could you send us a Range Rover down there?
While they wait for the Range Rover to tow the car to safety, the cops have to use their own car to act as a shield.
In a situation here, he's managed to get into this lane, and although this lane is closed, it's still not safe. You still get people, emergency vehicles coming down here at speed, and you can die on here. If a lorry hits you, you'll die on here. Simple as that.
In the car is the safest place for him to be. Wandering around the carriageway when he's all in black, he's just going to get wiped by one of these.
And, as if on cue, the driver foolishly decides to brave the traffic.
Get in the car!
Sit in the car!
Get in the car! Is he got a brain or what? If this is the sort of stupid thing he does, what's he going to be like being towed?
Time to make another check.
Have you been towed before?
What do you mean towed?
What do I mean towed? Towed, as in pulled with a rope? No, you haven't, have you? Sit in that seat over there.
Absolute fool.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hang on. You're on the main road here, yeah? You need to be careful. You've got no protective clothing on. Just sit in there.
So close to traffic, as close to traffic comes to him. He's put four people in danger here, 5 including himself, plus all these other motorists. He's put them all in danger through his stupidity. So we're just about to go off.
I can't believe you come out without no petrol, mate.
You pass your test. It's reasonable to expect that you should know that your petrol gauge, every car's got a petrol gauge, that you should have some sort of indication on there.
Is this your car, is it? Is this your car?
It takes just a few minutes to tow him to safety.
Right, you need to phone someone. Just come out with some petrol. No. You're in enough trouble as it is. Yeah, I've told him what to do. He's just asked if we can drop him home.
He had the cheek to ask us to give him a lift back to his house, which that's not happening. It says police in my shirt, not taxi.
What sort of driving licence have you got?
Yeah, UK license.
And how long have you had that?
Since 2006.
Right, you know when you took your test? Yeah, driving test?
Yeah.
What did it say about preparing for your journey, making sure your car was in a roadworthy condition? Had oil, water, and most of all petrol.
But PC Coleman has an even more important question for him.
Where have you been? Have you been at work or something?
No, I've been with my friends.
Right, have you been drinking last night?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm sure I got a whiff or something.
PC Coleman's not convinced that he's getting the truth about his drinking, but before he can test him, more information is coming in about the man's licence.
So confirm you've got an exact match on his details, but he's a non-licence holder. So 3 points as well.
Yeah, no match on his details, no exact match, and a non-licence holder on the DL.
You haven't got a driving licence.
You look surprised and shocked. Did you understand what I said to you?
Yeah.
You don't have a driving licence. So what are you doing driving this car again? You've already been caught once for it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've sent the carrier pigeon.
Yeah?
I'll choose it.
I'll issue you with a fixed penalty notice. You can get another 3 points on the licence you don't have. Your car will be recovered. We're seizing the car. It'll cost you £150 recovery. Okay.
Now it's Coleman's turn again.
Require you to provide me with a specimen of breath for analysis. Blow hard, long and hard, like you're blowing a balloon up. That's it. Go on. Harder. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Stop. 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 You have had a drink last night, you have you?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, don't lie to me when I ask you, saying, have you had a drink?
Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
haven't had a
yeah,
drink.
just a little bit.
Yes, I've got a licence. You're literally on the margin. It's 35. Okay, so we won't be doing anything about that today, unfortunately.
The driver is right on the limit, and as they can't prosecute him, he is free to go. But his car will be locked up in the police pound.
There you go. What do you need from the car? Get it from this side, all right?
He's travelling light, just a half-finished can of pop.
You're going in our car with that. Is that empty? Little bit. So either drink it or throw it away, all right? Not the can. You don't throw the can away.
Is he having a laugh, is he?
You can't throw that away. I want you to pick it up. I don't want you to throw it on the floor.
With the empty can safely clutched in his hand, the cops have one last job to do.
We're just going to drop you at the top of the road, mate, okay?
Top of the road?
Yeah, we ain't taking you home.
The cops will take him just off the motorway, where he'll have to find his own way home.
I think our actions may well have prevented an accident or saved his life, because it was a matter of time before somebody went flying straight into him.
But he's not in the mood for thanking the motorway cops.
Why?
It's illegal to driving without driving license in this country, but I have to do that, because I applied a few times for driving license, but they don't give me driving license.
The man who ran out of petrol and who lied about having a license was fined and given another 4 points on his non-existent license. The man who was filmed on CCTV kicking traffic cones was fined £80 for being drunk and disorderly. The woman driver was found to be nearly twice the legal drink drive limit, was fined £160 and banned from driving for 12 months. The driver who gave the police a false identity was sentenced to 5 months in prison and given an additional 4-year driving ban. The man stopped in the stolen Range Rover, pleaded guilty to handling stolen goods and was given a 12-month suspended prison sentence. The van driver, with £9,000 worth of counterfeit vodka, was fined £250 for evading excise duty. The liquor was destroyed by trading standards officers. And the driver who claimed to know nothing about the 500,000 counterfeit cigarettes in the back of his van pleaded guilty to fraudulently evading excise duty.
you.